Hi there and welcome to a new video with my 49-year-old Volvo 245er here with this Lamborghini B10 5-liter engine, and the engine is in the engine bay again for the maybe 20th time or something like that, but it's not the final install yet. I have done some work that it's maybe not so easy to see. I've been working on these plates, trying to finalize them. All of the steering axles, I have fully welded them. So before it was just tack welded. This brake booster, before it was just one bolt here. Now I have removed the stock bolts here, the holes for it, and made new ones. Also made some improvements to the strength of the pedal assembly for the brake and the clutch pedal, so it should be strong and good. I want to finalize the beam under the engine and see where all the hoses going for the dry sump, so I need to check what kind of hose ends I need to buy and what hose to finalize that one. And also I need to fit my water pump here somewhere and weld on some fittings to the engine there, so I have pressure in, pressure or water out I already have for radiator. Also I need to find the location for the dry sump tank, and my plan for this one, first I was thinking to have it on the side here, would be nice, but I think I need to have it pretty low down, because maybe it will leak oil from this one when the engine is not used, and if I have this one too high it will fill all the oil into the engine. I think that could be a problem, so I think my plan is to put the engine oil tank here in the back of the radiator in front of the engine. Would be good to be able to turn the engine and also good to turn the pump. So yeah, maybe not the best. We'll see. The oil filter housing should be somewhere there as well. And also the water pump I was planning to have here, but I think I'm gonna move it a little bit now. I'm using the EWP water pump is my plan, electric one instead of the mechanical one. I'm in full welding mode here, some MIG welding and some TIG welding. This is a bracket for I'm gonna use for the oil filter holder, and my TIG welder have broken down. Actually it's popping fuses from time to time. Did some troubleshooting, seeing the fan and the pump for the coolant. It seems to be rotating all good, but also there is some condensator here. It's in 5 microfarad. Doing some measurement on this one. Yeah, it's only 1.5, so I bought a new one. It's a Ducati one, cool. And this one, yep, loaded there to almost 5 microfarad, so hopefully it will be all good from now. These fuses are really expensive. Little fuse, I think about $20 or $30 each for a fuse, so I've blown a couple of them now, so that's not good. Better to spend the money on car parts instead. So now I found another brand that was a bit cheaper, but yep. Hopefully it will work now and can be up for welding again. I have been sitting here in the engine bay on my aircraft seat cushion there, doing some welding. Now the brackets here for the engine mount is there, and I've been cutting on the beam here, front beam. Would actually be better to build a new one, I think, with all these modifications and some holes. But now I thought that why not take the front beam off and put it on the bench? Would be much easier, because I'm gonna fill all of these holes here, slots that I have been cutting out for various pieces of the engine. This is for the header, the cutout here, cutout for the starter here. So I will take it off the car. Should have done that earlier. The beam is down here and on the bench, so much easier to work here on the bench here. So yeah, we'll try to fill all the gaps and make this as sturdy as possible. Okay, I will put some paint here, black paint, chassis paint on the front beam. The front beam is finished, welding up, and if I know how much modification it would be to this original front beam, I would have been building a new one instead. But yeah, first modifying a little bit and then more and more and more, but now it will do. You maybe remember that I moved the front beam down a bit. I had some spacers between the frame and the front beam, and the problem this gives is that these control arms, lower control arms, this point will be a little bit lower and this one attached into the body, and this one will have a strange angle, so I need to modify this one. I have just now made the other side here. I just actually cut this piece out, put it upside down, and some quick welds there, so would be nice to clean this up. But yeah, I will do the same thing on this one. We'll put some new bushings into these ones as well. But yeah, some of the problems of getting this bigger, higher engine to fit under the hood. I could have had it without making this lower beam keep the engine a little bit further up, but then I need to put a hole in the hood. Would be cool to see the Lamborghini engine up through the hood, but for now I want to keep it under the hood there. I'm finishing up the pedal assemblies here, and I don't know if I showed this, but this brake pedal, normally it's going from here straight down, and you can see I have made some things to the left here to clear for the steering actually. And also one thing I made now is that usually it's bolts going other way and nuts on the inside here. I welded on some bolts. Now it's much easier to work on the car. You can attach everything here from outside. You just put nuts here. You don't have to lay down inside there. Yeah, the pin that goes to the input here, of course you need to put that one in on the inside, but otherwise my plan is to make it as easy as possible to work on the car, so we can do it from the engine bay. Originally it's just this thin plate, and now I've made a stronger one, so this one is a bit beefier, stronger. Also did some reinforcement here because it's flexing this thin sheet metal. We are going to pick up a turbo, not for this car, but we are going to SL Turbo, and I heard that he had a Group A Volvo 240 build, so let's go there and check out. I'm here at SL Turbo, and I think we can have a Group A Volvo 240 here. Yes, here we have a 242. When you see this Group A wing, and you can see the rims here, the center bolt one, you can see that this is a Group A one. The body is not the real Group A, but the chassis, everything is from Group A. I'm building a car that is supposed to be as much Group A as possible to compete in historical with this one. These have been a track car, but yeah, you can see here the big sway bar, and yeah, everything is not Group A now, but he's gonna build as much as possible. The roll cage here gonna be replaced to one with their Group A specifications. We have here a Group A piston, like I think they are called the skeleton pistons, and I think Viseco made pistons copy of this one, so they are like the original ones. Also, like the turbo has not been available for many years, so the turbo, of course, because SL Turbo is a turbo specialist, he made now, so it will be available. A lot of parts here. Here is the injection system with the K-tronic that possible to change the cones here. We have some motorsport gearboxes. Getrag gearbox, I think, here. Balancing machines.
Asså? Ja, den första vi hade var ju enklare.
Interesting time, these 80s. Some of these windows was a little bit thinner, 5mm instead of 7, and it was like thinner sheet metal in some of them. They say they put them in acid dipped to make them thinner. So yeah, also the K-tronic here, it was controlled by some electronics. Some different inlets for the K-tronic. Oh, here we have a rear axle.
Du hade ju Cosworth-turbo, den gamla.
Den är samma, vet du. Cosworth.
46 var de jag fick tag i.
Ja, då är det på Escort, eller på Sierra.
They make the Group A exhaust housing here. This has not been made by Garrett for over 20 years. So this one is cast, and this is after the machining. So this is an exact copy of the Group A one. New bushings in and some quick paint on there. So. I have finished up the plates, made them black, painted them black. The plates here on the left hand side and right hand side, heavy modified these ones. And yeah, made some brackets for the oil filter housing with this clear filter here. The dry sump pump, some bracket here. Yeah, a little bit temporary, but it's still very solid, so it will be there. Water pump, made a bracket for that one and planning to have it on this side, but now it will be on this side. So I think the catch can, the new one, carbon fiber, really nice one, will be here, but I'm not really sure yet. But all of these brackets and trying to find out where everything has to be, take some time. Plenum here, still not painted. I will paint this black, hopefully soon, in the wrinkle finish one. Shifter linkage is finished, welded on, modified this one, made it shorter. So now shifting is working. Yes, works. Nice to have a 6-speed in the car again. The reverse as well. Need to make some nice thing here around the gear shifter and make it looks like original, I think.